Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy, and it's time again to do our weekly Shop My Stash. So I've pretty much used these products quite well, apart from eyeshadow palettes, because I was concentrating more on the Tammy Clark and Revolution palette. The other palettes that I picked didn't really get a look in. So yeah, let's just talk about what's in here first, and then we'll talk about the eyeshadow palettes and everything else. So the things that are in my project pan I'm not gonna talk about, just because you know what they are by now, and if you don't, I'll leave it here, what's in my project pan. I will just talk about the things that I used last week, otherwise the video gets really long. So we use this Rimmel Stay Matte. I really like this one, but I do prefer Peach Glow to this. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to continue to work on it and rotate it through the makeup collection and the powders that I use, but for now it's going to go back. This collection sheer loose powder, I really do like it. The only thing that I don't like is the smell of it. You can smell talc really badly on it, but it does actually minimise your pores, and for such an inexpensive drugstore powder I think it's really good. The only problem I've had is with the other collection powder I had, it had tons of glitter in it. I'm going to pop that either in the cards or at the end of the video, so you can go and check that out if you've not already done so. So that's going back. Really enjoyed using this, guys. So this is the Revolution bronzer in 01 Cool. So it's the mega bronzer. It's so nice. It's the formula of it is just absolutely stunning, but it's gonna go back for now and we'll choose something else. Absolutely love this Clinique Cheek Pop. I only got to use it a couple of times when I'm thinking about keeping it in. It's in the shade Ginger Pop, so we'll keep that one in. And this is a similar shade, this Too Faced one, so this one can go back into the collection. This one is the Too Faced Love Flush Love Hangover. It's in the shade Love Hangover, sorry, and it just looks like that. It's just a little mini. What else do we have? Highlighters. So we've got the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme in Sandstone Shimmer. I used this quite a few times. It just looks like that's a really pretty highlight. I didn't think this would be good for my skin tone, but when you blend it in, it's actually quite nice. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but yeah, it's really nice. This highlighter is absolutely stunning, guys. I'm really tempted to keep this in for another week as well, but I'm going to be pulling quite a lot of highlighters. I've got a couple of highlighters that I want to pull to try for this week's Shop My Stash, so I'm going to put it back for now. It's like Goddess of Love, but it's in the shade Goddess of Faith. Yeah, it's really good for the price point. Then we've got this e.l.f. under eye setting powder. That one can go back as well. Foundations, I'm really getting to it with this foundation. This is part of Project Pan, and I know I said that I wasn't going to show you any Project Pan items, but now I'm really having to squeeze the tube. I might pull another foundation in, just in case I do use that one up next week. Right, so this Technique Strobe FX Catching Rays cream is absolutely stunning, but I do want to use a different one for this week, so that can go back. There's certainly more products going back this week than there was last week. And also this PS Prep and Perfect Glow Illuminating Skin Primer can go back as well, and we'll choose a different one. And that's it from the drawer, guys. So yeah, let's go over to my other drawers and I'll show you what we're let's go into the top drawer. Just going to bring this out a little bit. Right, so the first one that I can see is this Tammy one. I use this a lot. I used it for a tag that I did, which I will also leave somewhere in the video, so you can go and check that out. It was for the NHS workers and the essential key workers, and it was a really fun tag to do. But it did take me a while to do it. Some of the eyeshadows in this palette are very patchy and chalky, and they do skip a bit. I've used it quite a bit. Right, so this is what it looks like. This green though, however guys, is absolutely stunning. So that's greens. Then we've got St. Catherine, I think this one is, down here. And then, what's that one called? Definitely. So I don't know which one it was, whether it was that one or that one. I don't think it was a shimmer, because it only happened on my crease, but it dyed my eyelids so bad. So I need to play around with that a little bit more. I'm going to keep it in just because I want to do a look with, I hate looking at these sheets. I want to do a look with Mass. I might do this today, Mass and Spiced Rum, and just see how that turns out. A really beautiful palette, and I will keep it in. If it was just a completely matte palette, it would have probably been decluttered, but the shimmers are what make this palette. The shimmers are quite gritty, but they don't look gritty on the eyelids. So yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to use it one more time, and then it will go back in the collection. And everything else I've not really used. I didn't use this one. I was hoping to do 3 Look 1 palette with this and see whether I could declutter it or not. So we'll be keeping this in for another week. It's the Revolution Reloaded Affection palette. Seriously, it's really beautiful, but I've got one similar to it, so I don't know if I need both. Right, so when I do my declutter, this is definitely going to be going. It's the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette. I've had it like since it was pretty much released, and that was a good few years ago. I have tried it in a keep it or declutter it video, which will be going up soon, but obviously this video will go up first. So this is a bit of a spoiler. When I do my eyeshadow palette declutter, this one will be going as well. That one can go back into the collection though now. And then we've got this one as well, which is on the chopping block kind of. I mean, it looks like such a beautiful palette and is definitely up my street, but using that other cargo palette, which I think went up today, which is Sunday, I think that's gone up on the channel today, really put me off. It's the Cargo Around the World. This one is the Cargo Vintage Escape Eye palette. It really is a beautiful eyeshadow palette, and I especially love these shades here: Cinnamon, Frolic, Withered Leaves and Rustic, and then also these matte shades, Autumn and Hot Cocoa. They're really pretty, so I just want to use it and see how I feel about it. So I'm not going to be pulling any more eyeshadow palettes, I don't think, unless I can find a bright eyeshadow palette that I want to use, because they're both neutral. That one's going back, and the Revolution Tammy will go back as well, but for now I'm just going to put it in here because I've not put my makeup on yet today. Right, so finally we come to a decision on this Z palette. So for now I want to keep it. I want to keep all of these like box blushes for now. Sorry, it's not even in focus. The decision that I've come to, which was really, I don't know, I was really shocked, is this highlighter. This highlighter is going to get decluttered when I do my highlighter declutter. It is really dry and patchy. It looks fine on the finger there, and even on the hand it doesn't look too bad, but on the face it just doesn't look nice at all. So yeah, there's going to be a bit of room there for something else, so that's that. That one can go back for now. Oh, I forgot we pulled these and we didn't get to use them. I'm going to keep them in. They're the Essence Iron Face. This one is in 02 Rise and Shine. And I've kept these all these years. and it is years since they brought these out because of the face products more than the actual eye product. So there's that one, and then there's this one in 01 Glow For It, which has got a gorgeous highlight there. I like that highlight better than the one in the other palette, but then I like the blush in this palette better than the one in the other palette, and then I also like this eyeshadow better than any of the eyeshadows in the other palettes. So yeah, let's just keep them there and make a mental note of using them. And then in this one here is just All Project Pan, so I don't really need to show you what's in there. So then we'll go on to my drawers here and choose some items for the upcoming week. Right, so I've not been able to put my other powders back, but that's the only thing that I've not been able to put back. All the other products have gone back into the collection. So we'll pull some powders and then I'll be able to put some of the products back. Right, okay, so the one that's up next is this Essence All About Matte one. Sorry, the light's not on. See, Essence All About Matte. It's just a transparent powder. I know it looks white, but yeah, on the skin it's just transparent. So we're going to pull that, and then we're going to pull a loose powder. So let's see if we can put this Rimmel one back somewhere. Still no. Right, okay, so we're going to pull the Laura Mercier up again. So this is the Secret Brightening Powder in the shade 1. Not a lover of it, as we all know, but obviously it needs to be used. And another thing that I'm not a lover of that is telling me is up next is this NYX HD one. Oh, I am so not a lover of it, but I don't want to declutter it. I just want to finish it up. So now we should be able to put some of these powders back. Let's just put the Rimmel one there at the back. Just have to put it there like that. Foundation, so we need to pull at least one, and when I finish using the one that I'm using, I want to use this one. So it's the Bourjois Matte. It's in the same shade I'm using now, and it's one of the older ones, so that's why I want to use it. I might not need it till the following week, but I'm going to need it soon, so let's just pull that in. And then we need a glowy primer. So let's see, I think we've only got 2, and I used one last week. No, we've got 3, and I used one the week before. I used the Japanesque Radiance Primer the week before. Then I used the Primark one, so it's down to this one again. It's the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Primer, so we'll pull that as well. Do I want a bronzer or do I want a bronzer palette? Oh, something else that I want to pull is this. I've not used this for a few weeks now. It's the Revolution Radiance Palette. And the powders in this resemble the ones from Hourglass. It's such a good palette and so underrated. Nobody talks about this anymore. It's just really, really beautiful, and you can tell I've loved it. So yeah, we'll pull that one. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to pull a palette. What we'll do anyway, we'll pull this one. This one's up next. It's the Jenna Frooms and PS Beauty collection that she did. I don't think this did at all well, and that's why the you know, took the price down. I really like it. You get a bronzer and you get a highlight. The highlight is a little bit too golden tone for me, but the bronzer is absolutely stunning. So we'll pull that in, and then I'll make a decision on whether I want a palette as well. Right, so what I also want is some like glowy products. Right, so I think this Rimmel one's up next. It's the Rimmel Good to Glow in the shade 001 Notting Hill. Or is it the PS? No, it's definitely the Rimmel. So we'll use that. I do have some palettes here. Right, so that's it for the first dry. No, we won't pull a face palette in. I'll work on singles. So, right, I've not used this in for so long. I think I've only used it 1 or 2 times anyway. It's the Ciate Date Night Blush. It just looks like that. It's a very, very glittery, glowy blush. So I want to make a decision on whether I want to keep that. Then I think I'm going to pull this one. So this is the Sephora Sweet on You. I don't know if they still do this Sephora anymore. But it makes no odds to me as I can't actually shop there. That's one of the downsides of living in the UK. We don't have a Sephora. I think I want to pull one of these Laura Geller ones. Don't know if it's that one or... Let's pull. I'll pull it back. Let's pull Pink Grapefruit. That looks really, really pretty. Just looks like that. And I've not had that much use out of it. So we've got 3 blushes. That's probably more than enough. Highlighters. I'm going to be pulling my Ofra highlighter palette, but there are a couple of others that I want to be trying. So this one is a newer one to the collection. It's the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme, and this one is in 200 Diamond Glow. So we'll pull that because I want to do a comparison between that one and one of the ones in the Ofra palette I've got. And then we're going to pull this one as well. I got this, it's so inexpensive, like for £1 off Depop. I've sanitised it and everything, but yeah, it's in the shade Molten Rose Gold. And I was looking at just the gold one that they brought out. Oh, it's all coming apart. I was looking at just the gold one that they brought out, and I'm glad I didn't get it. I think it would be too golden toned for me. But some of that highlighter looks like it's coming apart a little bit. But as long as I get to try it, that's the main thing. And then, for highlighters, I think that's it. Because like I said to you, I'm going to be pulling a face palette, well, a highlighter palette, which is the Ofra Signature palette. It is the Ofra Glow Signature palette. Sorry, I'll open it in case you haven't seen my testing it. I have done a video where I test this palette, and I absolutely loved it in the end, thank goodness, because it is not exactly cheap. But yeah, this is what this baby looks like, and I'm really, really pleased to have that in my collection. And then we're going to go and look at eyeshadow palettes. I don't think I'll be pulling anything really, just because I've got a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I want to be using next week. But I want to see if there are any brighter eyeshadow palettes that we can use. So let's just go. There is only one bright eyeshadow palette that I've got left to try that I haven't already tried. I don't have that many anyway, but there's this one by Revolution. Again, it's another one of the Reloaded palettes, and I think this one is deep. Yeah, it's Deep Dive. So let's just pull that, and then let's just call it a day where eyeshadow palettes are concerned. So that is everything for this week's Shop My Stash. So let's go and put everything away now. Forgot to put the eyeshadow palette in, so it's just that one that's going in here, hopefully somewhere. I'm going to take the Tammy one out just because I'm going to be using that today, and then it can go back, and we'll leave that one in. So we've got 3 eyeshadow palettes in, and a lot of them, like the cargo one, is just being tested. So yeah, that should be fine. But yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to give you some reviews, like mini reviews on them next week. So guys, this is the Shop My Stash for this upcoming week. Hope you've enjoyed watching. If you've not already subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe and become a part of my little fam over here on YouTube. Just click that subscribe button down below and click the notifications bell, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.